A popular saying states sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. This saying is completely wrong. Words hurt too, sometimes even more than kicks and punches. According to surveys, at least 10% of all children are bullied on a daily basis, and nearly half of all people admit to being bullied at some point before adulthood. Bullying has been an issue for centuries, but it appears to be getting worse. This can be changed by learning about the different kinds of bullying and the effects it has on its victims. It is important to know what kind of bullying is occurring in order to help the children who are being bullied. This is essential to gain an understanding of what the child goes through and what needs to be done to help him or her. The 4 kinds of bullying are physical, verbal, social and emotional, and cyberbullying. Not one of these kinds of bullying is more important or more severe than another. Physical bullying is found most commonly in boys. The physical bullies use threats and intimidation to bully their victims. The boy bullies usually bully other boys and even girls too. They do not care about the gender of the target. Physical bullying also includes hitting, kicking, shoving, pinching, and also damaging property. The easier targets of the physical bullying are usually younger, smaller, and weaker than the abuser. Name-calling, teasing, verbal abuse are considered verbal bullying. It is also including homophobic and racist comments. Verbal bullying is most common among girls. Girls most often bully other girls who have a hard time defending themselves because they are younger or weaker. Punches may hurt the body for a couple of days, but words stick around for a lifetime. Social and emotional bullying is oftentimes referred to as relational bullying. According to the Ministry of Education, relational bullying includes behavioral actions designed to harm a child's reputation or cause humiliation, like lying and spreading rumors. Negative facial gestures, playing mean jokes to embarrass or humiliate a child, mimicking the child in mean ways, encouraging social exclusion of the child, etc. This kind of bullying is usually developed at a young age and happens more with girls than boys. Relational bullying is the hardest to identify, but may be the most harmful to children. It can happen behind the child's back without him or her knowing. The victims of social and emotional bullying often feel rejected and alone. They become depressed and sometimes feel as if no solution exists. The newest kind of bullying is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying takes place online with the use of cell phones. As technology keeps expanding through social networking sites such as Facebook and Twitter, so do the ways kids can be tortured. Cyberbullying now allows children to be tormented every hour of every day. The places that were once considered safe are not safe anymore. Kids can now be bullied from their own bedroom. Cyberbullying includes anything mean said about someone on social networking sites or websites that are targeting particular people. Verbal and relational bullying is cyberbullying when rude or hurtful words are used in an instant message, chat rooms, or text messages. Cyberbullying can occur while playing online games as well. A bully could post a rumor on a social networking site for everyone to read instead of spreading the rumor around the school. Another kind of cyberbullying is called sexting. Sexting is when someone sends naked pictures to another person through the use of technology. Usually these photos are forwarded around to different people and they often end up in the wrong hands. Some states have charged these people with child pornography and sexual exploitation of a minor. A bully affects not only the people he bullies, but also the people who observe the bullying, the school, and the entire community. The students that are not being bullied but observe it are called bystanders. The bystanders might start to feel frightened in what should be a safe environment. The observers may also begin to feel as though they cannot do anything to help, which might cause them to feel guilty for not being able to stop the bully. Some children might even be tempted to join the bullying. According to Limber and Snyder, the school's whole environment can change because of just one bully. Students that attend the school might feel fearful or apprehensive when going to school. Some of the children might begin to not like going to school, or they may develop a learning disability. They might begin to think that the school does not have control of the bully and that the staff just does not care about them. The AASCAP says that people that bully love to control people that are sometimes weaker or less confident. Sometimes the bully has been the subject of bullying or another kind of abuse in the past. A bully is sometimes depressed, irate, or distraught about something else going on in his or her life. If a bully does not receive consequences for his or her actions, he or she is likely to get in fights with other students, steal, or vandalize. Students are also more likely to drink alcohol, smoke, and get bad grades in school. However, some bullies do not have issues with their behavior and do not defy the rules. They can be very smart and good at making adults believe in their innocence. This makes it hard for adults to realize that they could be a bully. This happens most often in girls, but it can happen with boys too. Someone should talk to the bully and try to stop them from continuing. If the bully does not stop, the child might need to see a child psychiatrist or another mental health expert. This might help the child learn what is causing the bullying and help end the damaging activities. People who are bullied are usually shy, inactive, and do not have many friends. They are sometimes smaller and younger than their attackers. These kids make easy targets because they cannot defend themselves very well. Bullying can affect the social and emotional growth of a child and can limit academic performance. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, these issues can last into adulthood. Children who are bullied sometimes suffer from depression and have low self-esteem. In bad cases of bullying, children have had thoughts of suicide, and some have even attempted it because they could not go through with the pain anymore. Tons of strategies exist to end bullying. Anyone can use these strategies to get rid of the bullies and make the school and community a safer place for kids to live. If a person hears about or witnesses an act of bullying, the person needs to contact a teacher or another trusted adult. By reporting bullying, that person is protecting the child just as well as standing up to the bully himself. If a child comes to someone about being bullied, it is necessary for that person to react positively. That person should let the victim know that it is not his or her fault. It is also important for the child to know that telling an adult was the best thing to do, and that the adult will do everything he or she can do to help. If an adult thinks that bullying could be happening, he or she should ask the child to tell him or her about it. The adult should let the child know that he or she is available to talk about it whenever the child needs to. If a parent or another adult fears that a child might be bullying another child, that person needs to find help for the bully immediately. Without help, he or she might have troubles with school and the law, along with social difficulties in the future. To fight the bullying, children need to learn bullying prevention skills. According to Van der Zanti, these skills can protect from most bullying and increase their confidence. It can also help develop positive peer relationships. The kids that have these skills will beat the bullies at their own game. Van der Zanti says children who stand, sit, and walk with confidence are less likely to be picked on than the kids who do not have the same confidence. Bullies will stay away from children who have optimistic attitudes. A child who walks with his or her head held high and back straight is less likely to be attacked by a bully than someone who slouches and lurks around. Children should also have a serene face at all times to stop the bullies from seeing the fear. A child should walk more quickly, moving away from the bullies and the troublemakers. Not being there is the best strategy a child can use, and it is also called target denial. If the victim is not around, the bully does not have anyone to torment. If the child sees the bully coming, he or she should walk away with poise and remain out of reach, but should look back occasionally to see where the bully is. Children should know that sometimes walking away or changing their seat is the safest option. If a child cannot leave a bullying situation, he or she needs to set boundaries. The child needs to use his voice to let the bully know that he is not going to stand back and let the bully control him. He should put his hands up in front of him with his palms facing the bully. By the child putting his hands up, it creates a limit that the bully cannot pass. With his hands up, the child should say, "Stop it, I don't like that," in a firm, assertive voice without sounding whiny or aggressive. The child should learn to look into the bully's eyes so that the bully knows that he or she is serious. Schools and youth groups should provide a safe, bully-free zone, but sometimes children can still be harassed by others in the group. Parents should teach their children how to deal with verbal abuse. They should tell them that sometimes people say mean things, but saying something hurtful in return does not make it better. Most of the time, firing back will cause the problem to get worse and worse. Another technique for verbal bullying is to throw the words into the trash. The child can say the mean words out loud and pretend to throw them in the trash can. After the words are in the garbage, he or she should practice saying nice words about him or herself to replace the cruel words from the bully. If a bully says, "I don't like you," the child should throw away those words and say, "I like myself." If someone says, "You're stupid," he or she should then toss those words out of his mind and say, "I'm smart." If a bully says, "I don't want to play with you," the child should throw it in the trash and say, "I will find another friend." He or she will then learn that this can be done in his or her imagination at school as well. Society teaches children that violence is never the answer. However, in some extreme cases, it is the only way to stop the child from getting hurt. Children need to learn that when it's okay to hurt someone else to protect themselves. Violence should only be used when the child is about to be hurt and he or she cannot run away or get an adult to help stop the bully. The answers about bullying are not as straightforward as other safety issues. Different families have different boundaries for bullying and what they can do to stop it. Sometimes parents will have their children take self-defense classes such as karate and taekwondo. These classes teach children different ways to defend themselves, and they also help them become more confident and sure of themselves. These children might never use these skills in a real-life situation, but becoming more confident can often prevent the child from becoming a victim of a bully. Bullying can happen anywhere and everywhere. If a person knows that bullying is going on, it is his or her responsibility to do something about it. The more people know about bullying and the effects it can have, the easier it will be to end it altogether. Bullying has been going on for centuries and it keeps getting worse, but it's time for that to change. If every person vows to stop bullying, bullying could be gone forever.